Folks, I'm having one of the best days we've ever had. We just found another one. Well, me and Bubba are out today. We're over in Ohio looking in some creeks and a couple places and some sandbars to see if we can't find any artifacts or maybe even some antiques. So we're going to start looking and we'll let you know when we come across something. Well, we found a whole bottle, but it's not whole. It's all there and it was grown into a trunk. And when we started to dig out, you can see the trunk here, it grows in. We started to dig out, I found where it had cracked, probably from the cold. The rest of it's still in there, growing into the tree trunk. That would have been a nice one. That says Jim Bottling Company, Wellston, Ohio. That would have been a really cool old bottle. I don't know if I can get the rest of that out. If I can, we'll see if we can't salvage it, but I doubt it. That's a tree trunk up there, and that's a tree trunk there, and there, and there. It's about the only spot right here where I'm running into a little glass or something there too, about cut my finger. So, well, we'll have to call it a loss. That's still pretty cool find. That's an old bottle. Wellston's about another hour from here. But, yeah, we're not getting that out. Might keep a hold of that, clean it up, and look at it later. We're gonna keep moving. Douglas found a really old bottle here. It says Detroit, Michigan on that side, and Fago Beverages. Fago's kind of an off-brand soda pop, but they've been around for decades. That one's pretty neat, but it's pretty tore up. We're gonna leave it down here. We're gonna keep moving on. All right, we haven't found any Native American artifacts yet today, but we found a lot of fossils, and I wanted to show you this one because this one's super cool. I just found that laying on the ground. That's some type of old coral, I think. Maybe it's part of one of those things they call crinoid, but I'm not sure. That's really neat. That's probably the biggest fossil I've ever found. Pretty awesome. We still got a lot of this sandbar here we're in to look. Hopefully we could turn something up for y'all. When we do, we'll show you. All right, we're still looking for artifacts, but we're still finding other stuff. Right here's a bottle. I'm hoping she's whole. Oh, she is. I don't know what kind of bottle it is quite yet. Get it cleaned out. It says Ellis Wave Set. Dr. Ellis Wave Set. Quick dry waving fluid. I don't know if it's a hair product or what it is. That's a pretty neat old bottle there. That's completely intact. What do you got, Bub? Bub's found him another fossil. Look at that. I don't even know what that is. There's all kinds of fossils in this little river here. We're doing pretty good on the fossils today and some of the older modern stuff. We just get a trifecta here and find us an artifact, we'd be set. We're gonna keep looking, see if we can't pull one out for y'all. Well, folks, we didn't any sooner than turn away from that bottle. And I thought it was a piece of coal for a split second. I picked it up anyway. I'm glad I did, because that right there is a little scraper or worked blade. You can see what's worked around those sides. It's kind of broke on that side, but it was worked there, and it snapped off. That could have been the middle to an old spear point that they reworked the top to for a scraper or blade. So there, we did the three-peat today. We got fossils, we got bottles, and we got artifacts. That's pretty cool. We're gonna keep looking though. We still got a lot of this beach right through here to look through. We haven't gotten about half of it down yet. So we'll keep our eyes peeled. We'll try to bring more out for you. All right, this one's a big what if, because you can find stuff that looks like it might be manipulated, but it's natural. I think it's a piece of hematite, and it looks pretty rubbed down. I'll let you be the boss of this if you think this is something or not. Let me know in the comments what you think. We're gonna take it, we'll put it in our what if pile. All right, folks, I'm having one of the best days we've ever had. We just found another one right here. Just land right out on top. All right, that's pretty cool. All right, that's the second artifact today. We're doing really well. We have all kinds of fossils in our pocket, 2 artifacts, a neat broke bottle, and 1 whole bottle. So we still have a lot of this place to look in here. We need to really keep our eyes peeled. There's probably more artifacts than I realized. We're gonna keep looking. All right. Already mostly washed off for me. That's a clean one for the most part. I was checking out this old Coke bottle. It's got a date of 1915 on it. Too bad it's all tore up. But right beside it, I found this old bottle. That's pretty cool. We'll get it cleaned up a little bit and take a look at it. All right, folks, we were getting ready to head out. We were giving her up. I looked down, I found one more. Oh boy, she's a nice one, except for that tip on the bottom there missing. Bottomed off like a Madison. I don't know if Madisons are that big or not though. We'll have to look it up in Overstreet. As far as I know, that's a Madison point. That is the sharpest one I have ever found. Oh boy, this today has been a great day. And we were, like I said, we were just ready to give it up. And just found that bad boy there. All right, here's all our goodies for our little adventure today. Douglas, first off, we'll show you that. He found a neat little shell. It's kind of got some horns growing on it. There were a lot of shells down there in one of the sandbars we looked in. That one there has these 3 little ridges. I told him he could bring it home. It's a pretty cool looking shell. The other thing, not really sure about these pieces. I'm not a hematite guy. I don't really know it. But out there in this area around Colville, Stewart, Guysville, some of these creeks and streams and parts of the Hocking River I've been on, we found like metallic rock. And I didn't know if it's hematite or not. This one I thought might have been rubbed hematite the way it looks. But I'm no expert. If you guys, you can see how it kind of glistens in the light. If you have any idea what that is, let me know. There's lots of it out there, all over the place in most of the streams. We got some cool bottles today. I found that little mason jar lid. It was pretty clean. This bottle, I don't know if it's anything or not. I'm not good with knowing what seams tell the time period or how the bottoms are. If you know anything about the design of this bottle and can tell me what it's from, let me know, because there's no indicators other than on the bottom there's like a little symbol. It's hard to catch in the camera. You can see that symbol there in the middle. It's like a circle with little triangulars sticking out. And it's got a 4 on this side and a 5 on this side. I'm actually going to turn this one into a little project. It's a shame it was growing. Well, it wasn't growing. The root was growing around it, and it was sticking out like that in a tree root. And the rest of it's still there. I think it was intact, and it just freshly broke, because the break looks pretty clean. I would love to take that home. It says Gem Bottling Company, Wellston, Ohio. And I looked into it, and they're actually an older company that started bottling ski, which is a kind of like an alternative to Mountain Dew. And it's one of my favorite sodas. I love Diet Ski. But they actually bottle it there at Gem Bottling now. And so that's kind of a neat little thing to have, because I do a lot of freight up in Wellston. So little piece of history there. And then this one is the best bottle of the day. This one's from the 1930s, and it says Dr. Ellis's Quick Dry Waving Fluid. Dr. Ellis Cells Company Incorporated, Distributors, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Contains 6 fluid ounces. And I looked it up, and this bottle is from the 1930s. So that's a pretty nice little antique bottle there. And then we got all kinds of nice fossils today. I'm not sure this one is or not. We brought it home. It might just be a concretion, but the rest are definitely fossils. You can see the shell there. I'm not sure what this is. I had someone tell me one time what kind of fossil this was, but I knew those little pock marks was a fossil. And then right there's one. And then the best one today, some type of coral. I mean, that thing looks make-believe. That's beautiful. That's probably the best fossil I've ever found too. So, I mean, you could just leave that right there and that would still be a good day. It'd be a goose egger on artifacts really, but we even found artifacts today. And we started off, we found this one here, which when I looked at it, you could see where it's worked here and worked here. This side's completely broke off. It could have been worked there too. But I think it was the middle part of an old blade. You can see the sides going down each side here. And then they just reworked this side and made it into some type of tool, or possibly just a crude blade, or using it as a scraper. So that got us on the board for artifacts. You know, I was just excited right there, but we kept finding them today. So the next thing we found was this Adena blade, and it was not far. It was maybe 10 feet away, 20 feet away from this point here on the same sandbar. And we went down and looked at one more spot before we left for the day, and we found that bottle, some of these fossils, and then right as we were leaving, when we were about to give up, I looked down and I find this smoker of a Madison. Now, it's a smoker for me. I know it's missing the tip, but this thing is sharp. It's mostly intact. So that was a heck of a find today. We came out of there with quite a haul, and honestly, what you're looking at today is probably one of the best days I've ever had out hunting. I like the fossils. I like the antiques too. You know, of course, my artifacts are my favorite. But to be able to come out with some of all of it was awesome. So, awesome day. Glad to share this video with you guys. I appreciate everybody that's been watching. Spread the word. Let everybody know we're out there. We're putting out good videos. Hopefully people enjoy them and we can get more subscribers. But yeah, I really appreciate everybody that's still been watching and watched this one. So y'all have a good evening. We'll see ya.